Hello, I'm Mrs. Harrison here with another lockdown STEM project for you. So today we're actually going to be having a look at how you can build a Play-Doh circuit. Okay, so you will need some equipment which is a little bit hard to get your hands on. So because of that, I have created a few packs for you to pick up. Now, it's not impossible to get hold of them, and I'll explain later how you can get hold of them yourself without coming out the house. But if your parent or guardian happens to be popping out to the shops, perhaps they could come and pick up a pack for you at the school with everything you need. Okay, so I will switch the camera around now, and I'm going to just show you what we're going to be doing and have a look at the equipment that you're going to be using if you partake in this project. Okay, so today we're going to be making a Play-Doh circuit, as I said previously. Okay, and as you can see, we're just going to be using this normal Play-Doh you can get. Often you can find it in the supermarkets or from shops like, for instance, locally you can get it at Gibson's, I know. Okay, now if you can't get your hands on any Play-Doh, do not worry. Okay, because you can also make your own Play-Doh, and indeed I made some yesterday. With my own daughter. Okay, my Play-Doh turned out pretty well. It's a little bit wet, but actually it worked absolutely fine for the purpose of this. And the recipe that I found was actually one that didn't have any strange ingredients like some of the ones you can find on the internet require you to use cream of tartar. This one didn't require any of that, so it was all things like just flour, oil, salt and water. So pretty easy to come by at home. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to make your own if you can't get hold of any normal Play-Doh. Okay, but if you've got some of this lying around, just make sure it's not too dry. Okay, and then it will be absolutely easy to use. Okay, so the other things we've got here. Okay, we've got a 9-volt battery. Now, other brands are available. Okay, you can get 9-volt batteries in any supermarket usually. Okay, so you can see here just what it looks like, but it needs to be a 9-volt battery. It needs to have terminals like that. Okay, and then you will see here we've got these tiny little LED light bulbs. Okay, now these LED light bulbs, what you will receive if you decide to partake in this, you will receive a 5-pack of those. Okay, of those colors. Now you'll see here that I ordered this for this project off Amazon. Okay, so I ordered a whole tray of them, 500 of them in fact, okay, for $6.99. Now that's pretty cheap if you ask me, but because I know it's a bit trickier to get hold of, okay, I am making sure that you can all get hold of these by providing these to yourselves, okay? So these will be in a pack that you can pick up at some point, which I will let you know when that will be soon. These are also quite handy, okay? It clips onto the battery pack itself. Now, they're not essential because, as I'll show you in a minute, you can actually just connect the battery straight to the Play-Doh and get it to work, okay? But they can be quite useful. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this. I will be putting one of these in the packs as well, okay? But I do only have 20 of these. So if we run out of these, it will just be the LEDs, and you can just connect the battery to the Play-Doh like so, which I'll show you how to do in a sec. So all you need to do is take the slightly larger part there, put that onto the smaller one, okay, and then the same goes, the smaller one attaches to the larger one on the battery, and then that battery is ready to go. Okay, so Play-Doh conducts electricity, okay? It conducts electricity for various reasons. Obviously, it has got a water content in it, okay? And it's also full of salt. Pause. restart. So for those of you who know anything about salt, I'm going to leave that as a task for those of you going for your silver character education badges, okay, for you to find out why salt is important in conducting electricity, okay, in this case. So I'm going to leave that as a question for you, okay. So the important thing is that to realize is that these LEDs, okay, they have, if we can see here, okay, they have two little metal sort of prongs there, okay. One is slightly longer than the other, okay. Now, an LED is short for a light emitting diode, okay, and this means that it emits light and it's a diode, which means that it only allows the current to flow one way, okay. So when you set this up, you will need to use at least 3 LEDs, okay, so 3 of these. You can use 5, but I'm just going to set it up with 3 for now. If you use 2, like if you only use 1, you'll end up basically with, it will stop working, okay, because the voltage will be too much for it. Okay, so you need to use about 3, so you have to keep using them over and over and again for a bit, so you can create some cool designs with these. Okay, and because these are one way, we always have to make sure that we've always got the longer one on one side and the shorter one on the other side, okay, and that we've always got that the same way for each and every LED. Okay, so I'm just going to set up our little mini circuit here. Okay, so I've got my 2 little rolls of Play-Doh there. And what I'm going to do, just to make this a bit easier, is I'm going to just bend out that longer prong, okay, on the LED. And I'm going to put 1 prong in each side. Can you see that? That I've put that 1 prong in each side. Okay, so there's 1. And I'm going to do the same with the blue. Again, I'm going to put the longer prong on this one, on this side, the shorter prong on this side, okay? And then once more, okay, I've got the green one now. I'm going to bend it out. And again, I'm going to put the longer prong on the left-hand side, the shorter prong on the right-hand side. Now, what you will also observe, if I take this camera a little closer, is that there is a definite gap, okay, between those 2 sets of Play-Doh there. Okay, now we need to have that gap. That is incredibly important. If we don't have that gap, okay, the whole circuit will just short basically. Okay, so we have to make sure there's a gap there to allow the current to flow. Okay, now all we have to do now then is connect our battery, okay, to the circuit. Now it's a 9-volt battery, so there's no worries about you getting electrocuted or anything. If anyone's worried about that, that's not going to happen, okay. I could touch these right now, yeah, and I'm absolutely fine, okay, but we will still always be a little bit careful, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our one of our terminals into one side of the Play-Doh, okay, and one into the other. And as you will see, ta-da, okay, we get light, okay. So that current is flowing in around each one of those and out again back to the battery, okay. So this is happening continuously now, okay. Now, I put it to you, okay, that what we're going to do, what I'm going to get you to do is, obviously, I'd love to see your creations just like this, okay, but let's get a little bit creative, okay. See what shapes you can make. You're always going to have to maintain 2 pieces of Play-Doh, okay. That means that the LEDs can stretch over, having 1 prong in each, okay. And you can use, which I'll show you in a sec, modeling clay, which does not conduct electricity, to have something in between to make your whole circuit a little bit larger, okay. But first of all, I just want to show you how you can connect the battery without this extension. So I'm just going to take this off, and I'll just show you how we can connect it. Just going to make sure I've got that. Okay, so you see I'm literally just holding that battery on. I've just got to make sure I've got a good connection here. Okay, but absolutely no problem doing that. Okay, so you can imagine you could create all kinds of shapes. You could make some sort of animal that has lights, lighting up eyes. The possibilities are endless. Okay, and I'd like you to be as creative as possible and send in your pictures just like you did last time with the fizzy drink. Okay, so I'm just going to take this out just so that I can show you what you could do. So if you pop a little bit of, now this is just some modeling clay that I had lying about at home, okay, that I've used with my kids. Okay, it was a little bit hard. I had to get it back to a soft state, but it's fine. Okay, now having this modeling clay here helps a lot. Okay, because that just means I can be sure that these two bits of Play-Doh aren't touching. It's a lot easier for me to check that. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that in again. And I'm just going to move that a little bit closer. Okay, so there goes one. There goes my green end to the Play-Doh. And now my blue. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get that to work just as it is. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So the modeling clay can just act as like a little insulator, just to help you with your creations. Okay. So that you can keep your Play-Doh separate. And I want you to have a play with this and see if you can work out how to keep that circuit going and make some creative shapes using those lights as well. Okay. So feel free to send me in videos, pictures. If you'd like your picture to go on social media of your creation, then just make sure your face isn't in it. Okay, and then I can put it up. That's absolutely fine. Okay, but I really want you to just have lots of fun with this. Okay, that's the aim of it, is to start to understand a little bit of what's going on in that circuit. So if you come to reception, it'll be from tomorrow morning you can collect. Okay, you will see outside a little box which will be labeled STEM projects. Okay, and it will have these LEDs in it, and as I say, for about the first 20 it will have one of these in it. Okay, now when we run out of these, it's just going to be a case of LEDs, but as you can see, you can quite easily use the battery without them. Okay, now if you collect one of these packs, okay, then the only things you're going to need to find yourself, okay, are a 9-volt battery, okay, and some Play-Doh, which, as I said, you can make yourself, or you can get it from often they're in supermarkets and things like that. Okay, and if you want an insulator as well, you're going to need to get your hands on some modeling clay. Again, very easy to come by generally in a lot of kind of shops like Gibson's, or like in Colford there's Proper Job that will work as well. Okay, so you're just going to need to get hold of those, and then you'll be able to have a go at this exciting little project. Okay, so I really look forward to receiving your pictures and your photos of your creations. Have fun, and of course, my inbox is always open if you need to ask any questions. So have a great week, guys.